David T. Chastain, born on August 31st, 1953, is an American heavy metal guitarist, and some may be interested to know that he is a vegetarian. David buried his longtime Cincinnati girlfriend, Peggy Ryan, in September of 2003 in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and they are devoted to their cats. The Chastain cats are among the subjects of David T. Chastain, the photographer. In fact, pictures of his cats over the years are his favorite photos, and they have been used by the Atlanta Humane Society on their website and bumper stickers. David's photographic works are available in posters, calendars, and more. And from time to time, David works on 3 books he began writing a number of years ago. These aren't really high-priority items for him compared to his music production, so they are all long-term projects. One of the books in the works, Heaven Savage, is a story about a guitarist and his band. The band wants nothing more than become rock stars. However, they are faced with overwhelming obstacles including greed, jealousy, lack of reality, a United States senator, deceit, drugs, crooked agents and managers, record company politics, and an overabundance of sex-crazed women. He insists the book is not about him. Okay, so now the good stuff, the guitar player side of David. Well, David is a prolific and versatile songwriter, guitarist, and record label executive with a discography of over 95 projects since 1983. And he is the force behind his bands CJSS, Chastain, and Southern Gentlemen, as well as the developer and promoter of many other bands. Although guitarists such as Steve Vai, Joe Satriani, and Yngwie Malmsteen received the lion's share of publicity and commercial success during the heyday of guitar shredders back in the 80s, David T. Chastain has been slugging it out for just as long, yet never achieved the same level of recognition as the aforementioned instrumentalists. With his mastery of the 6-string and talent for effortlessly reeling off lightning-fast neoclassical licks, Chastain has been releasing albums since the mid-80s, either as a solo artist or with the aforementioned bands. In the early years, David moved from his hometown of Atlanta to Cincinnati on the invitation to join Spike, a successful regional touring band. The band's highlight was opening for Black Sabbath and Blue Oyster Cult's Black and Blue tour in Cincinnati. They released The Price of Pleasure in 1983. The next year, David and other members left Spike to form CJSS. Among David's early favorite bands were Black Sabbath, Cream, and Hendrix. Other inspirations were John McLaughlin and Alan Holdsworth. In 1985, he started Leviathan Records, his own record label based in Cincinnati, in order to have the freedom to record as he pleased. He has also valued producing the music he wants over commercial success. David released albums with his own bands, CJSS, Chastain, and Southern Gentlemen, recorded solo albums, and contributed to the albums of others. David signed other bands to Leviathan such as Kenzener, Event, Michael Harris, Candlemass, Manila Road, Imperium, Firewind, Xanister, Kinrick, Reign of Terror, Vainglory, and Joe Stump. Leviathan has since moved to Atlanta, and David now owns a second music label, Diginet Music. So let's talk about his bands for a minute. CJSS comes from the names of the band members Chastain, Jenkins, Sharp, and Skimmerhorn. They were an immediate regional success. CJSS produced albums World Gone Mad and Praise the Loud in the 1980s. The band recorded a new reunion CD in 2000 called Kings of the World. 2 more albums, Embryonic Animation and Sands of Time, came out in 2001, comprising songs from the band's demo studio sessions recorded in the 80s. 241 was released in 2006, remastering on the CD the 1980s albums previously available only on cassette and LP. Chastain was created to showcase a more pure, less commercial metal sound. As David was auditioning various male lead voices for the band, he encountered Leather Leone, a lady vocalist. Her position as a woman vocalist in the band made it somewhat unique in the metal industry. Their first album debuted in 1985. The music of Chastain is serious, deals with social issues, and is sometimes a little dark. The band has had considerable impact on the metal world. Significant bands have covered Chastain songs on their albums, such as Hammer Falls with Angel of Mercy, Power God with Ruler of the Wasteland. So far, Chastain has released 5 albums with Letta Leone and 3 with Kate French, the last being In an Outrage. Southern Gentleman is an outlet for another side of David Chastain's blues rock. The music is a marriage of the two genres, and though the music is still heavy, it is lighter and less technical than Chastain and deals more with love and relationship themes. The first Southern Gentleman albums featured David's own vocals. He feels that he does not have the right range for metal, but was happy with his vocals on these albums. The first album, Exotic Dancer Blues 2000, was the best reviewed CD of David's career up to that time. It reached out to a broader fan base than metal albums. It was followed by Double Your Pleasure in 2003 and Third Time is the Charm in 2006. And Gentleman released its 4th album, Valley of Fire, on May 13, 2008 through Leviathan Records. The CD's title cut and 3 other tracks are currently available for streaming on social medias. Though eschewing big labels in favor of independent control, David T. Chastain, as an independent, has become a legend among those who know his work as a musician and a producer. However, Chastain albums are distributed on a major label in Japan, Toshiba EMI. Germany's independent label, Massacre Records, releases his albums in Europe. David has an interest in several styles of music, like metal, hard rock, fusion, blues rock, acoustic, and improvisational. In developing new material, he often picks up his guitar and plays and records whatever comes to him at the moment, regardless of style. Later, when planning an album, he goes through his recordings and collects those songs that fit well together. The music almost always comes before the lyrics, and over 350 of his songs have been released on CD. Even though his reputation is heavy metal, David listens to classical music to relax. So, we'll talk about his guitar gear. What I've found in my research is that it's been told David never played B.C. Rich's at all. However, I did come across an interview where he states that he did indeed at one time play B.C. Rich guitars. I guess it's up to you as to what you want to believe. These days, it seems he is endorsing Kramer guitars or has gone back to using his Kramers. He uses Floyd Rose tremolos, DiMarzio pickups and strings, Marshall cabs, and Lab Series amps, as well as some others.